project. For the artillery, we call it the butterfly parachute. On this field carrier, we find all the parts of this PC as any other field carrier. On either side of our tube, we have their batteries, but even more so as the enemy marches upon us. Their small arms can only hit us at 150 yards, but at 1.5 miles away, we can hit them with these. Now, as the enemy approaches closer, perhaps they've gained our flank and taken ground, they can get to 750 yards away, which for this gun is point. How much powder do we need? 1 pound. 1 pound of powder, exactly. You must be a math major. Now, there's 1 pound of powder. It'll be stored in a flannel bag. That is wool boiled to close up all the pores. It's filled with the 1 pound of powder, and the top is tied off with a cat's gun. Now, the 1 pound of powder can send our projectile wherever it needs to go. And to hit different ranges, we can elevate or depress our tube. But for efficiency's sake, William Congreve will design the powder charges to come in different sizes. Now, 4 ounces, 6 ounces, 8 ounces, all the way up to that full 16 ounces. Part of those men, matrosses, their sole duty was to move the gun, essentially draft animals. You'd have gunners, their sole duty was to operate it, and more matrosses, as their duty was to protect the gun if they got too close. Congreve designs this gun that now the gunners do everything. You notice we all carry men's parts. These long 13 long ropes turn us into those. He'll insert that into the tube right after we fire. Now that wet sponge head will extinguish any hot embers that may remain in the tube, giving it safe to reload so we don't accidentally knock his arms off. Because the other end of his staff, well, that's another rammer head. Once that charge is put into our tube, he thrusts his entire body, packing down that charge. And then fire. The man who works adjacent to him is this Royal Irish Draft, our gunner. Look, his staff is a wadhook, a small worm, steel and iron bit curled around the end, much like a pigskin. Has 2 points. That right after this gun is fired, he'll search the piece. That is to say, inserting that into the tube, and the 2 ends, turned clockwise, will pull out any hot scraps of flannel. So if they're burning, they don't accidentally light the next charge off. The other end of his staff is another rammer head. Not because we ram down twice, but if that man to the front right shall die or is wounded, we can continue through this loading process now with just that one hand. He posts to the front right. The man who works to the back right, he's our bombardier. This is the man in charge. Well, he has a lot of jobs. First, around his waist, the tin tube box. In there, 80 tin quills. Now, these are tin tubes pointed at one end filled with powder. In one motion, he inserts that into the vent. This creates a hole inside our charge, and then creates a direct connection of powder to the top. Not only that, he can do it manually. In his breast, he has a small brass vent pin. He'll put that into the vent, then stick in a goose feather, perhaps paper quill, and then ready to fire a piece. If this fails, he also has a horn down by his right side. In there, a priming charge. If this fails, he has to spike the gun, rendering it useless to the enemy. Taking a large iron spike, driving it down into the vent, breaking it off. So in the instance that we may have to leave our gun behind to get out of there, just insert it right inside of our tube. This strong gunner then inserts it inside.
That's for the 2 pounder.
Really? Yeah, he's got it.
Yay. That extinguishes any hot embers to ensure that our gun doesn't accidentally go off. That charge is inserted into our tube, then our rammer rams it all home, thrusting his entire body into this piece, ensuring it's packed down to our breech. At the whole while, sighting in the gun, that bombardier then picks the vent, ensuring that that hole inside our charge is large enough that he may prime with a goose feather quill. That man to the front right is looking back. Seeing that that job is done, he gives the command, fire! Fire our piece off. Now, we broke down those steps and went quite slowly through each one of the individual steps, so you guys can learn.
Ah oui, ça a l'air. Non, non. Bang.
Allez.
Fire!
Fast.
These artillerymen would crack top technology and artillery systems in the world. Therefore, they could defend this ground, defending the rights of all free British subjects around the world. Now, before I let you guys go, I'll let you know what you can see for the rest of the day. Immediately following this demonstration, starting at 2:30, well, you guys have options. First of which are breaking ground tour, the base of the American flagpole, meet with our garden interpreter. She'll take you down to our beautiful King's Garden where you'll learn about the layered legacy, centuries of farms and gardens down there in a beautiful home on that tour. I highly recommend you check that out. Inside the parade ground at 2:30, you'll follow on our Continents Collection tour, a tour of our
Thank you.
Il est en train de coudre. Right? And you usually work that way, exactly the same working. Where did you learn how to work?
I apprenticed. Yeah, I studied for 5 years under somebody else.
Ok. Il a pris 5 années pour apprendre.